Captain Jung Kim took a deep breath as he stepped out of the small transport shuttle. The air inside the massive space dock smelled of metal, coolant, and disappointment. He looked up at the huge ship floating in the docking clamps. This was supposed to be their new command. This broken shell of a once mighty warship. "This has to be a joke," said Lieutenant Hannah Park, stepping up beside him. Her dark eyes narrowed as she studied the vessel. "They can't expect us to fly that." The Thunderbolt had once been the pride of the Galactic Alliance fleet. Now it was just a sad reminder of better days. Its hull was scarred with plasma burns. Whole sections had been stripped away, leaving gaps like missing teeth in a broken smile. It hung in the dock like a dead thing. Earth government was very clear, Jim said, keeping his voice steady. "This is all they could get for us after the treaty." Hannah shook her head. "It's scrap. It belongs in a recycler." "Maybe," Jim said, "but it's our scrap now." He started walking toward the access ramp, and after a moment, Hannah followed. 3 more officers from the shuttle joined them. Senior Engineer Deadly, Navigation Officer Sun Park, and Communications Specialist Mi Lee. None of them looked happy. "I've seen the specs for Alliance ships," Day said, activating his tablet. "They're built with tech at least 20 years ahead of ours. But this model," he frowned at the readings, "it's old even by their standards. At least 15 years out of date." "So we're getting their garbage," Sun said bitterly. June stopped and turned to face his crew. "Listen to me. Yes, this ship is in bad shape. Yes, the Alliance gave us their leftovers. But Earth needs this mission to succeed. The mining colony at Epsilon Eridani has to be protected. With this," May gestured at the ship, "Captain, be realistic." "I am being realistic," Jun replied. "We have 6 weeks until the colony goes dark. 6 weeks to make this ship fly again. Is it impossible? Maybe. But we're going to try anyway." They reached the main airlock, which opened with a painful groan of metal. Inside, the ship was even worse. Emergency lights cast weak red shadows over empty corridors. The walls were stripped of panels, exposing bundles of strange, glowing wires. The floor was littered with broken parts and tools left behind by the Alliance removal teams. Day walked up to a wall panel and ran his hand over the alien symbols. "They didn't even leave us the manuals." "Who needs manuals?" Jun said with forced cheer. "We'll figure it out." They made their way to the bridge, stepping over debris and ducking under hanging cables. The command center was a mess of torn-out consoles and empty spaces where chairs should be. Only the captain's chair remained, bolted to the floor in the center of the room. Hannah walked around the bridge, her scanner beeping as she checked each system. "Main power is offline. Life support is running on emergency backup. Navigation is, well, it's not there anymore. They took the core components." "What about weapons?" Sun asked. "Completely stripped," Hannah replied. "Not even a point defense laser left." May tried one of the few remaining consoles. "Communications are down. We'd need to replace the entire array." June sat in the captain's chair and spun it slowly, taking in the broken bridge. For a moment, doubt crept into his mind. This wasn't a ship. It was a grave. Then his eyes caught something. A small patch of undamaged hull plating near the view screen. On it was the ship's original name in Alliance script. And below it, the ship's motto. "Through fire, we rise." Something clicked in June's mind. "Everyone, gather around," he said, standing up. His crew approached, their faces showing a mix of frustration and defeat. "I know this looks bad. It is bad. But I want you to see something different when you look at this ship." "Like what?" Sun asked. "A miracle." "No," Jones said. "An opportunity. The Alliance gave us this wreck because they think we can't do anything with it. They think humans are too primitive to understand their technology. They'd want us to fail." He walked over to a broken console and picked up a piece of Alliance tech. a crystal memory core that glowed with soft blue light. But they don't know humans very well, do they? Throughout our history, we've taken other people's cast-offs and made them better. We've faced impossible odds and survived. We've been underestimated again and again, and we've proven our doubters wrong every time. He looked at each of them in turn. I'm not saying it will be easy. It will be the hardest thing we've ever done. But if we succeed, we prove that humans belong among the stars. We show that we can stand on our own. The crew exchanged glances. Something in Jun's words had sparked a change in their expressions. Day stepped forward, taking the crystal from Jun and examining it. I've been studying Alliance tech for years. Their quantum systems are complex, but not impossible to understand, with enough time. We have 6 weeks, Jun reminded him. Day smiled slightly. I've worked with less. Hana activated her scanner again, this time with more purpose. The power systems are damaged, but not beyond repair. If we can't find Alliance parts, we might be able to adapt our own technology. That's against Alliance regulations, Mai pointed out. Good thing we don't work for the Alliance, Sun said with a growing smile. Jun felt something he hadn't expected to feel when he first saw the ship, hope. All right, here's what we're going to do. Day, start a complete inventory of what we have and what we need. Hana, focus on getting main power back online. Sun, see if you can make sense of the navigation systems. Mai, we need communications as soon as possible. And what will you do, Captain? Mai asked. I'm going to call in every favor I have. Every engineer, mechanic, and tech expert who owes me. We're going to need all the help we can get. As his crew dispersed to their tasks, Jun took one more look around the broken bridge. Then he walked over to the small patch of undamaged hull and ran his fingers over the ship's motto. Through fire, we rise, he murmured. We'll see about that. 3 days later, the dock was transformed. Dozens of Earth ships had arrived, bringing supplies, equipment, and most importantly, people. Engineers, technicians, and specialists of all kinds swarmed over the Thunderbolt like ants rebuilding a damaged hill. Jun stood on a walkway overlooking the main hangar, watching the organized chaos below. Beside him stood Ta Jin, the Alliance technical advisor assigned to assist the human effort, though everyone knew he was really there to spy. Your people work very enthusiastically, Ta said. His silver skin reflected the bright work lights, and his large eyes blinked slowly. But I must remind you that any modifications to Alliance technology must follow proper protocols. Of course, Jones said with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. They both knew that the humans had been ignoring Alliance protocols since day one. Below them, Dai was directing a team that was installing Earth-made power couplings into the Alliance engine system, a combination that no Alliance engineer would ever approve. Your reactor modifications are especially concerning, Ta continued. The quantum matrix was never designed to interface with human fusion technology. We're being careful, Jun assured him, though careful wasn't exactly the word he used for what they were doing. Creative, or perhaps reckless, might be more accurate. Hana appeared on the walkway, her uniform stained with various fluids. Captain, we've got main power online in sections 3 through 7. Life support is functional throughout the ship. That's impossible, Ta said, his large eyes widening. The power grid was too damaged to be repaired so quickly. Hana smiled. We didn't repair it. We replaced it with our own system. Tay's mouth opened and closed several times. But that's not. We had a deadline, Jun said simply. Sometimes that means finding new ways to solve old problems. As Ta sputtered in protest, Jun felt a surge of pride. Maybe this crazy plan would work after all. Maybe they could turn this scrap heap into something worthy of the stars. He looked out at the ship again, seeing not what it was, but what it could become. Have you thought about a new name? Hana asked, following his gaze. Jun nodded. I was thinking we call her *Phoenix*. Rising from the ashes. Hannah said with approval. Fitting. June smiled. The asterisk Phoenix asterisk, a ship reborn from destruction. A symbol of hope, a legend in the making. He just hoped they could finish it in time. That's not going to work, Ta said for what seemed like the 100th time that day. Day ignored him, continuing to connect the human-made power converter to the Alliance quantum drive. His hands were steady despite working for 18 hours straight. Sweat dripped down his face in the hot engine room. The quantum harmonics will destabilize, Ta insisted, his silver skin reflecting the blue glow of the engine core. Alliance protocols strictly forbid. We're not Alliance, Da said simply. He tightened the final connection and nodded to his assistant. Power it up. Ta stepped back, clearly expecting an explosion. Instead, the engine hummed to life, the blue glow brightening as human and alien technology merged. A cheer went up from the engineering team. How did you? Ta began, his large eyes blinking in confusion. Day smiled. We adapted. That's what humans do. 3 weeks had passed since Captain June had renamed the ship asterisk Phoenix asterisk. 3 weeks of non-stop work, of trial and error, of failures and breakthroughs. The dock continued to buzz with activity day and night. No one mentioned that they had only 3 more weeks until the Epsilon Eridani colony would need their protection. In the makeshift mess hall, June studied the latest progress reports. The news was mixed. They had main power online throughout the ship. Life support was stable. The engines were functional, though not yet at full capacity. But they still had no weapons, no proper shields, and the navigation system was giving them trouble. Hannah slid into the seat across from him, placing a steaming cup of coffee in front of him. You look like you need this. Thanks, June said, taking a grateful sip. How's the shield generator coming along? That's what I wanted to talk to you about, Hannah said, leaning forward. We can't get the Alliance shields working. We've tried everything. June's heart sank. Without shields, the asterisk Phoenix asterisk would be defenseless. So we're stuck. I didn't say that, Hannah replied with a small smile. I had an idea. You know those experimental carbon lattice panels Earth developed for the lunar colony? The ones that were too unstable for habitats? June asked, raising an eyebrow. Yes, those. They were unstable for living spaces, but they could work as armor plating. If we cover the hull with them, it won't be as good as energy shields, but it will give us some protection. June considered this. How quickly can we get them? I already called in a favor. They'll be here tomorrow. June smiled. This is why you're my first officer. He paused, then asked, what does Ta think of this idea? Hannah laughed. He says it's primitive and foolhardy. Perfect, June said. Let's do it. On the bridge, Nimai and Sun were having their own problems with the navigation system. The star charts don't match anything in our databases, Sun said, frowning at the holographic display. Their coordinate system is completely different from ours. Nai tapped at her console. And the translation program isn't working properly. I can only understand about half of these symbols. We don't need to understand all of it, Sun said thoughtfully. We just need to find Epsilon Eridani. He pointed to a cluster of stars on the display. Look, this has to be the Sol system. He moved his finger to another point. And this matches the position of Epsilon Eridani relative to Earth. May nodded slowly. So we don't need the whole map. We just need those 2 points. Exactly, Sun said. We can program a direct course. It won't be elegant, but it will get us there. Like everything else on this ship, Mai said with a smile. Days passed. The asterisk Phoenix asterisk was coming together piece by piece, system by system. It wasn't pretty. Alliance technology sat alongside human components, connected by improvised adapters and custom interfaces. Sections of the hull now gleamed with the dark sheen of carbon lattice armor, standing out against the original metal. Ta followed June through the ship on their daily inspection, his disapproval growing with each deck. "Captain, I must formally protest," he said as they entered the weapons bay. "These modifications violate at least 27 Alliance regulations." "Noted," Jum said absently, watching as a team installed what looked like mining equipment in the empty weapons mounts. "What are those?" Tai asked, pointing to the devices. "Magnetic grapples," Jun replied, "used for securing asteroids during mining operations. Those are not weapons." "They are now," Jun said. "With some adjustments, they can generate an electromagnetic pulse. Not as good as proper Alliance weapons, but enough to disable enemy systems temporarily." Ta shook his head in disbelief. "This ship is becoming a hybrid monstrosity." "No," Jun said firmly. "It's becoming something new. Something neither human nor Alliance has seen before." He turned to face the alien advisor. "That scares you, doesn't it?" Ta didn't answer, but his silence was confirmation enough. 2 days before their deadline, the Phoenix was ready for its first test flight. The ship was still far from perfect. Some sections remained unfinished. The weapons were untested. The engines weren't running at full capacity. But it could fly. It could fight. And most importantly, it could reach Epsilon Eridani in time. The entire crew gathered on the bridge. Many looked tired, with dark circles under their eyes from weeks of non-stop work. But there was also excitement in the air, a sense of accomplishment that came from doing what others had said was impossible. June took his place in the captain's chair. The bridge looked nothing like a standard Alliance command center now. Human displays sat alongside alien technology. Cables ran along the ceiling, connecting systems that were never meant to work together. "All stations, report," Jun ordered. "Engineering ready." Day's voice came over the comm. "Engines at 80% capacity." "Navigation ready," Sun said from his console. "Course to Epsilon Eridani plotted." "Communications online," Mai reported. "Tactical systems functioning," Hannah said. "Such as they are." June nodded. "Dock control, this is Phoenix *. Request permission to depart." There was a pause, then a voice responded. "Phoenix, this is dock control. You are cleared for departure. Good luck out there." "Release docking clamps," Jun ordered. With a series of heavy clanks, the clamps holding the ship in place disengage. The Phoenix * floated free for the first time. "Thrusters at 1/4, Jun said. "Take us out, Sun." The ship moved slowly at first, edging away from the dock. Then the main engines fired, and the Phoenix * surged forward with unexpected speed. "Whoa!" Sun exclaimed, quickly adjusting the controls. "She's more powerful than I expected." "The hybrid drive," Dad explained over the comm. "It's generating more thrust than our calculations predicted." As they cleared the dock, the vastness of space opened up before them. Stars stretched out in all directions, promising both danger and adventure. "Set course for Epsilon Eridani," Jun ordered. "Half speed until we're sure everything's holding together." "Course set," Sun confirmed. "Estimating arrival in 46 hours." Ta stood at the back of the bridge, watching with a mixture of disbelief and reluctant admiration. "You actually did it," he said quietly. "You made it fly." "Did you doubt us?" Hannah asked with a smile. "Every step of the way," Tai admitted. "But perhaps I was wrong." Jum gazed out at the stars through the main view screen. The Phoenix * had been given a second chance at life, just as humanity had been given a chance to prove itself among the stars. "This is just the beginning," he said. "Now we have to show what this ship can really do." As if in answer, a warning light flashed on May's console. "Captain, I'm picking up a distress signal from Epsilon Eridani." The bridge fell silent. "It's the colony," Mai continued, her voice tense. "They're under attack." Jun's jaw tightened. "Sun, push the engines to full. Hannah, ready whatever weapons we have." "The ship hasn't been fully tested," Ta warned. You can't go into battle now. Watch us, Jun replied, his eyes fixed on the stars ahead. All hands, prepare for combat. The Phoenix is about to earn its name. The hybrid engines roared to life, pushing the ship faster than any Alliance vessel its size. The Phoenix raced toward Epsilon Eridani, carrying with it the hopes of a colony in danger and a crew determined to prove that their scrap heap could become a legend. The Phoenix dropped out of faster-than-light travel with a flash of blue light. The ship shuddered as its engine switched from jump drive to normal propulsion. "Status report," Captain Jun ordered, gripping the arms of his command chair. "All systems holding," Hannah reported from her station. That jump pushed the engines to 110% capacity, but Day kept them together somehow. "May, what's the situation at the colony?" Jun asked. May's fingers flew over her communications console. Her face was tight with worry. 7 Krell warships in orbit around the planet. The colony's defensive grid is already down. They're jamming most signals. But I'm picking up emergency broadcasts from the surface. The main screen showed the Epsilon Eridani system. The small mining colony planet was surrounded by the hostile ships. The Krell were known throughout the galaxy as raiders and pirates. They attacked weaker settlements, took what they wanted, and left destruction behind. "Magnify," Jun ordered. The screen zoomed in to show the Krell vessels. They were sleek and dangerous, built for speed and attack. Their hulls were painted with red markings that looked like claw marks. 7 ships, Sun said quietly from navigation, against R1. And R1 is held together with spare parts and hope, Hannah added. Ta, who had insisted on joining the mission despite his concerns, stepped forward. "Captain, the logical course of action is to call for Alliance backup. The Phoenix cannot hope to defeat a Krell battle squadron. Backup would take days to arrive," Jun replied. "By then, the colony will be gone." He turned to May. "Are they targeting the civilian areas?" May nodded grimly. "The mining facilities and housing zones are taking heavy fire. Thousands of people down there, Captain." Jun's decision was already made. "Sun, take us in. Hannah, ready weapons and shields, or whatever we have that passes for them. Dai," he called over the comm. "I need everything you can give me from those engines." "You're really going to attack 7 Krell warships?" Tai asked in disbelief. "No," Jun said with a small smile. "We're going to outsmart them." The Phoenix moved toward the planet, accelerating to combat speed. The hybrid engines gave the ship unusual maneuverability for its size, something the Krell would not expect. "They've spotted us," Mai reported. "The lead ship is hailing." "On screen," Jun ordered. The image of a Krell commander appeared. The alien was reptilian, with green-gray scales and yellow eyes with vertical pupils. Sharp teeth showed when it spoke. "Unknown vessel," the Krell commander hissed. "This territory is now under Krell control. Withdraw immediately or be destroyed." Jun stood from his chair. "This is Captain Jun Kim of the Earth vessel Phoenix *. The Epsilon Eridani colony is under human protection. It is you who must withdraw." The Krell commander laughed, a harsh sound like stones grinding together. "1 ship against 7. You humans are more foolish than I thought." "Maybe," Jun agreed. "Or maybe we know something you don't." He signaled to May to cut the communication. The screen returned to the view of the Krell ships, which were now moving to intercept the Phoenix *. "They're forming an attack pattern," Hannah said. 3 ships coming at us from the front, 2 from each side. "They think they're surrounding us," Jun said. "Sun, stand by for evasive pattern Alpha." "Ready," Sun confirmed, his hands hovering over the controls. "Dai, I need a burst of maximum speed on my mark." "Engines are ready, Captain," Dai's voice came over the comm. "But I can only give you about 30 seconds at that power level before things start melting." 30 seconds is all we need," Jun assured him. He turned to Hana. Charge the magnetic grapples. The Krell ships closed in, their weapons powering up. Green targeting lasers swept over the Phoenix *. Now, June ordered. Sun pushed the engine controls forward. The Phoenix * leaped ahead with sudden, shocking speed. The ship raced straight toward the lead Krell vessel. "They think we're making a suicide run," Hana reported, reading the enemy ship movements. "Their weapons are locked on us," Mai added, her voice tense. "Hold course," June commanded. The Phoenix * hurtled toward the Krell flagship. At the last possible moment, June shouted, "Now, Sun." Sun pulled hard on the controls. The Phoenix * veered upward, skimming just meters above the Krell ship. As they passed over, June gave the next order: grapples. Hana activated the modified mining equipment. Magnetic pulses shot out from the Phoenix *, hitting not just the flagship but 2 nearby Krell vessels as well. The pulses weren't meant to destroy but to disrupt and disable. The effect was immediate. The Krell ship's lights flickered and died. Their weapons powered down. They drifted, temporarily dead in space. 3 ships disabled, Hana reported with barely contained excitement. The electromagnetic pulse worked. "What about the other 4? June asked. As if in answer, the remaining Krell ships opened fire. Energy blasts struck the Phoenix *, making the ship shake violently. "Hull breaches on decks 4 and 6, Mai called out. "The carbon lattice armor is holding, but barely." Status?" June asked. "We can't take much more of this, Captain," Day replied. His voice was strained, and alarms could be heard in the background. "The power couplings are overheating." June quickly considered their options. The Phoenix * had surprised the Krell once, but they wouldn't fall for the same trick again. They needed a new strategy. "The disabled ships will be back online in minutes," Hana warned. Ta, who had been watching silently, suddenly spoke up. "Captain, the Alliance quantum drive has an unusual property when pushed beyond its safety limits." All eyes turned to the silver-skinned alien. "What property?" June asked. "It creates a temporary quantum field disruption," Tai explained. "A wave that disables all technology within its radius. It's why such operations are strictly forbidden." June exchanged looks with Hana. "Could we control such a disruption?" "In theory," Ta said, "but it would likely damage the Phoenix * as well." Another hit rocked the ship. Warning lights flashed across every console. "We don't have much choice," June decided. "Dai, did you hear that?" "I did," Day responded. "And I think I know how to modify the drive to create the disruption. But Captain, we'll lose power for at least 2 minutes afterward." 2 minutes with no power, in the middle of a battle, Hana said grimly. "Better than being destroyed," June replied. "Do it, Da." The ship rocked again as more Krell weapons found their mark. "Ready, Captain," Day reported after a tense minute of work. "But I need to warn you, this goes against everything in the Alliance technical manuals." "That's been the theme of this whole mission," June said with a tight smile. "Everyone, secure yourselves. This could get rough." The crew strapped into their stations. June returned to his chair. "On my mark, die," he ordered. 3, 2, 1, now. Deep in the engine room, Dodd pushed the quantum drive beyond its safety limits. The effect was immediate and dramatic. A wave of energy pulsed outward from the Phoenix *, visible as a shimmer in space that expanded rapidly in all directions. As the wave hit the Krell ships, they went dark. All 7 vessels drifted powerless. But as predicted, the Phoenix * also lost power. The lights went out. The engines fell silent. The only illumination came from emergency backup lights casting a dim red glow over the bridge. "It worked," Hana whispered in the sudden silence. "How long until power returns?" June asked. 2 minutes, if Day's estimate was correct, Mai replied. They waited in tense silence. Outside, the Krell ships floated dark and still. The colony below had a brief respite from the attack. "What happens when their power comes back?" Sun asked. "That depends on who recovers first," Jun said. "If we do, we can position ourselves to defend the colony. If they do—" He left the sentence unfinished. Slowly, agonizingly, the seconds ticked by. 1 minute passed. Then 90 seconds. A flicker of light appeared on one of the Krell ships. "They're recovering," Hana warned. "Dai, we need power now," Jun called over the comm. "Working on it, Captain," Dai replied, his voice strained. "The restart sequence is tricky with our hybrid systems." Another Krell ship showed signs of life. Then a third. Just when it seemed the Krell would recover first, the lights on the Phoenix came back on. Consoles reactivated. The engines hummed back to life. "We have power," Sun exclaimed. "Get us between the Krell and the colony," Jun ordered immediately. "Hana, ready the grapples again." The Phoenix moved into position, its engines pushing harder than they were ever designed to. The ship placed itself directly in the line of fire, shielding the vulnerable colony below. But the Krell ships did not attack again. Instead, they began to move away, gathering in a defensive formation. "They're retreating," Nai said in disbelief. "They're regrouping," Jum corrected. "They'll be back." Sure enough, the Krell ships began to accelerate, but not toward the planet. They were leaving the system entirely. "They're really running," Hana said, wonder in her voice. "The Krell don't understand what happened to them," Tai observed. "They don't know if it was a weapon or some new defense system. Uncertainty makes them cautious." A cheer went up from the bridge crew. Even Tai allowed himself a small smile. Jun sank back in his chair, relief washing over him. "Mayday, contact the colony. Let them know they're safe." As Mai established communications with the grateful colonists, Jun looked around at his exhausted but triumphant crew. The Phoenix had taken heavy damage. Repairs would take weeks, but they had done the impossible. They had turned a scrap heap into a ship worthy of legend. 6 months after the battle at Epsilon Eridani, the Phoenix approached the massive Alliance station orbiting Proxima Centauri. The ship looked very different now. The battle damage had been repaired, but Captain Jun had insisted that they keep the scars visible. Each burn mark and patch told a story of human ingenuity and survival. "Alliance Station Control is hailing us," Mai reported from her communications console. "Put them through," Jun ordered. A stern-faced Alliance officer appeared on the main screen. "Earth Vessel Phoenix you are cleared to dock at Bay 94. The High Council is waiting." Jun nodded. "Thank you, Control." Beginning docking procedures. The screen went dark. Jun looked around at his bridge crew. They had all changed in the past months. They stood taller, more confident. They had faced impossible odds and won. "Everyone knows why we're here," Jun said. "The Alliance wants to examine our ship. They want to know how we turned their scrap heap into something that defeated a Krell squadron. They also want to know how we violated about 50 of their technology regulations," Hana added with a small smile. "That too," Jun agreed. "But remember, this ship is ours. We built it, we fought in it, we bled for it. No matter what they say, the Phoenix belongs to humanity." The crew nodded their agreement. Even Tai, who had chosen to stay with the ship after the battle, seemed to stand with them now. Approaching docking bay, Sun announced from navigation. Through the main view screen, they could see the massive Alliance station. It was a marvel of advanced technology, a shining symbol of the Galactic Alliance's power and wealth. Hundreds of ships from dozens of species moved around it. None of them looked quite like the Phoenix. "Look at them all staring," Dai said as they moved closer. "I bet they'd never seen a ship like ours before." "They haven't," Tai confirmed. "What you've created here is unique in the galaxy." The Phoenix docked smoothly at Bay 94. As the engines powered down, Jun stood from his chair. Hana, Da, Meh, son, you're with me, he said. Ta, I'd appreciate it if you would join us as well. Of course, Captain, Tai replied. Together, they walked through the ship to the airlock. The corridors of the Phoenix were a strange mix of Alliance design and human adaptations. Power conduits ran along ceilings. Control panels had both alien symbols and human labels. It was ugly by Alliance standards, but it worked. At the airlock, Jun paused. Whatever happens in there, remember what we accomplished. No one thought this ship would fly again. No one thought we could stand against the Krell. We proved them all wrong. The airlock door opened, revealing a delegation of Alliance officials waiting on the other side. Their faces were a mix of curiosity and disapproval. Captain Kim, the lead official, said, "I am High Commissioner Lar. The Council is ready to speak with you." The Alliance Council chamber was a vast room with a high ceiling. Delegates from a dozen different species sat in tiered seats around a central platform. Jun and his crew stood on this platform, feeling the weight of countless alien eyes upon them. Captain Jun Kim of Earth, High Commissioner Lar began, his voice echoing in the chamber. You stand before the Council to answer for your actions regarding the vessel designated Thunderbolt formerly of the Alliance fleet. We call her the Phoenix now, Jun corrected politely. Lar frowned slightly. Yes, well, whatever you call it, the vessel was provided to Earth under strict conditions. Those conditions included following Alliance technology protocols. Our inspectors report that you have violated nearly every one of those protocols. We did what was necessary to make the ship operational, Jun replied. The Phoenix was barely more than scrap when we received it. That is beside the point, Lar said. The modifications you made could have had catastrophic consequences. The quantum drive alone saved an entire colony, Jun interrupted. With all due respect, High Commissioner, we took what you discarded and made it better. The Phoenix outperformed every expectation because we weren't bound by your rules and traditions. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Some council members looked offended, but others seemed interested. A female delegate with blue skin and 4 arms leaned forward. Is it true that you defeated 7 Krell warships with this hybrid vessel? It is, Jun confirmed. The Krell expected an Alliance ship with Alliance capabilities. The Phoenix surprised them with human ingenuity. And you used mining equipment as weapons? Asked another council member, this one with features like a large insect. We adapted what we had, Date explained. The magnetic grapples were designed to hold asteroids for mining. We modified them to create electromagnetic pulses that could temporarily disable ship systems. The questions continued for over an hour. The Council wanted to know every detail of how the humans had modified the ship, how they had merged 2 different technologies, how they had accomplished what Alliance engineers had deemed impossible. Finally, High Commissioner Lar raised his hand for silence. Captain Kim, your modifications violate our technological sovereignty agreements. By Alliance law, the ship should be confiscated and your government sanctioned. Jun stepped forward, his face set in determination. Your decommissioned ship was garbage. What we built from it belongs to humanity. Before Lar could respond, an alarm sounded throughout the chamber. Red lights flashed on every wall. What's happening? Jun asked. A voice came over the station's communication system. Alert. Unknown vessels detected at the edge of the system. They match no known signature. Defensive positions. All ships. The council chamber erupted in chaos. Delegates rushed to communication devices, calling for information. On screen, Lar ordered. A large screen activated at the front of the chamber. It showed a fleet of strange ships approaching the station. They were unlike anything Jun had ever seen. Dark, angular vessels that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. The Void Armada, someone whispered in horror. They've finally come. Who are they? June asked Ta. A myth, Tai replied, his silver skin pale with fear. A legend of a force from beyond known space that destroys all in its path. No one believed they really existed. Lar turned to face the council. We must mobilize the defense fleet immediately. The fleet is scattered across 3 sectors, a military officer reported. We cannot assemble sufficient forces in time. The chamber fell silent as the reality of their situation sank in. The Alliance, for all its power and technology, was not prepared for this threat. June looked at his crew, then at Ta. A silent understanding passed between them. High Commissioner, June said, stepping forward. The Phoenix stands ready to assist. Lar stared at him in disbelief. One ship against an invasion fleet. One ship that has already beaten impossible odds, June replied. We can buy you time to evacuate the station and call for reinforcements. It would be suicide, Lar said. Hana joined June. We humans have a saying. The brave may not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all. Lar looked at them for a long moment, then nodded slowly. Very well, but you'll need help. To everyone's surprise, several Alliance officers stepped forward. We volunteer to join the Phoenix said one, a tall alien with features like a cat. We want to learn how humans fight. June nodded in gratitude. We welcome any who wish to join us. As they prepared to return to their ship, Tai approached Lar. I request permission to remain with the human crew. My knowledge of Alliance technology may be useful. Granted, Lar said. And good luck. The Phoenix moved out of the docking bay, accelerating toward the approaching threat. The bridge was now crowded with both human crew and Alliance volunteers, all working together despite their differences. This was never about one ship, June told them as they prepared for battle. It's about proving that what others discard, humans can transform. What seems broken beyond repair, we can rebuild into something extraordinary. He looked at each face, human and alien alike. Today, we fight not just for Earth or for the Alliance, but for all life in this galaxy. The Phoenix led the hastily assembled defense fleet toward the incoming invasion. The ship that had once been destined for the scrapyard now carried the hopes of not just humanity, but countless worlds. As they approached engagement range, Jum gave an order that would echo across 1,000 stars. Show them what humans can do. The Phoenix surged forward, its hybrid engines glowing with fierce blue light. Behind it came ships of 12 different designs from 12 different worlds. They followed not because the Phoenix was the largest or the most powerful, but because it represented something all of them needed now: the courage to face impossible odds, the ingenuity to find new solutions, and the heart to fight when all seemed lost. In that moment, the legend of the Phoenix was born. Not just a ship that rose from the ashes, but a symbol of what could be accomplished when determination overcame doubt, when creativity defeated convention, and when the discarded was given new purpose. As the Phoenix fired its first shot against the darkness, its name spread across the stars like wildfire. This ship was once just a scrap heap, until humans made it a legend.